Hello, you wonderful people, and welcome to another Nerd Mode. This being a show I introduce you to a series that you may or may not be familiar with. For today's episode, I'm going to talk about the HBO original series, His Dark Materials. Like always, this isn't a review, it's just me talking about a series that I really like that I recommend you check out for yourself. His Dark Materials is an adventure fantasy drama that follows our protagonist, a young woman named Lyra, who dreams of exploration, but those dreams end up coming about in a way she wasn't expecting. When her friend Roger is kidnapped, Lyra embarks on a fantastical journey in an attempt to find him. Over the course of the series, she will travel far and wide, filled with sprawling adventures as well as danger, and meet many people along the way, some of which are allies who want to help her on her journey, while there are others who pretend to help only to disguise their true motives. Distinguishing which is a big part of her journey. The series also follows our other protagonist, Will, a young boy from a different world, one that's similar yet different from Lyra's. His world is actually basically our world. Along the way, they will face many challenges as well as having to confront dark truths to the answers they seek. Their experiences are meant to shape and prepare them for their destinies that are both separate yet also intertwined. At the core of this story, it is a coming-of-age story for Lyra and Will, dealing with major themes like betrayal and loss being associated with the people they've lost along the way, but also the overarching element of loss in this series be the loss of innocence. Part of those dark truths I brought up before, kind of the ugly truth about a lot of stuff in the world as well as a lot of stuff in their lives. It's a very sad part of the journey that they have to undertake. The world of His Dark Materials is massive in more ways than one. In Lyra's case, her world is filled with all manners of being, whether that be witches or armored bears. And then you also have demons, which are basically familiars that everyone in Lyra's world is born with. They're basically these creatures that take on the form of different animals that are a physical representation of a person's soul. Lyra's world also has the looming shadow of the Magisterium. Basically, it is a religious organization that basically has a totalitarian iron grip on her world. As I mentioned before, Lyra and Will are from two different worlds, but their worlds aren't the only ones that exist. His Dark Material takes place in a multiverse, and I think the series does a really good job of representing what that looks like. Essentially, every world in its multiverse is stacked beside each other and is separated by a very thin veil, but if you manage to find a way to cut through that veil, you'll open a seam or window that allow you to travel to another world. Which the existence of other worlds is knowledge that only the Magisterium typically has in Lyra's world, because it's all about controlling what the public knows. Keeping all this in their purview allows them to continue to control and dictate what people know in that world, allowing them to continue to rule with said iron fist, as I mentioned earlier. If you're able to control the narrative of what people know and what they believe, it makes it a lot easier to make them bend to your will. His Dark Materials is based on a trilogy of novels. Each of the novels has its own name, but the trilogy as a whole is called His Dark Materials. The third and final season of His Dark Materials premieres on December 5th. But really, that's all I want to talk about. Till the next time we meet, be happy, be safe, live life to the fullest, and enjoy it. Good day and goodbye.